you know how they say varsity gives you freedom, and whatever
Yeah,
else,
true that.
that gets multiplied 100 times when you now can also make money on top of that, right? But then you find that actually when you get into these corporates, the salary, depending on where you work, obviously, is not as glamorous as you would think because you're still training, right?
And we come to university, and I think university on its
Hmm.
own it's like a life, it's a new life. We're in university now.
Sure.
There's a lot that goes on, and then the aim is to get to the graduation hall or to graduate and wear your gown and the belt. It's always a very
Sure.
jolly time, and you graduate, and then after that, now there's another life that is waiting for you after varsity. you know
Sure.
so
Sure.
how do you juggle that yourself?
Yeah, it's a very difficult place to be honest, at that switch, because you know how they say varsity gives you freedom, and whatever
Yeah,
else,
true that.
that gets multiplied 100 times when you now can also make money on top of that, right? So, um, yeah, so obviously there's those pressures at work that you also have to deal with, be it social pressures whereby now there's this group of cool guys driving these golfs and whatever's, always going to those rockets, those I don't know what else is there. There's those guys, the
Yeah,
nice life
yeah,
guys, and
yeah.
then there's this other bunch of guys who are super serious, already starting a new qualification. That's just after honors, already doing your qualification and all of that. So there's those dynamics that are there. And then on top of that, you then also have to deal with instances where also you have to look back at home where your mom has been looking at you go to school, kill yourself through school. You went through high school 12 years, then you put in an extra 4 years. They're expecting that now my kid is gonna make it now. Now we are fine at home. But then you find that actually when you get into these corporates, the salary, depending on where you work, obviously, is not as glamorous as you would think because you're still training. Right. So yeah, then you also have to manage those expectations at home. Equally so, you also want to give back at home as well. So you have to manage that as well. So yeah, my transition was very fortunately I had a very understanding family, I must say. They gave me my time to figure out what I wanted to do and then do what I want to do whenever I want to do it as far as giving back is concerned. And then equally so, when I joined varsity, rather the corporate world, what was fortunate for me was that I Nedbank sent me to Nedbank Namibia. So I literally flew to Namibia and worked there for 2.5 months. So while I was there, I was away from my group. You know that group
Oh,
that I was back in Joburg. So
yeah.
I was this loner there, joining these new guys, and there's a different culture and a different vibe in Namibia. So by the time I come back to Nedbank, everybody's in their groups, right? There's the weirdos, there's everybody's in their groups. There's the casual guys and all of that. And I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that's all they do. I'm just saying that there's those people who have become friends, right? Like it's
Yeah,
quite clear that
yeah.
this person is this person's friend. So yeah, then I came back and I was just like, okay, so who's my friend now? But what the blessing in disguise with that is that now you get to choose who you want to associate yourself with.
Sure.
Yeah, so it was easier for me because of that. I flew to Namibia. I was there for 2.5 months, and then when I came back, my family understood that I'm not a millionaire yet, and also that I'm still figuring a couple of things out. Equally, so I was also again leaning back on ZCCSF because we also have this alumni committee arrangement where you can
Sure.
still attend those services even after university. So some of my friends were there as well. So then I would continue with those relationships. So yeah, I guess it's a thing of as you walk out of varsity, just stick to your guns, know who you are, because whatever extra money that you get, that you think is buying you that little extra income, that little extra, I guess you could say, freedom, you're probably gonna make a lot more times than that. Are you gonna change every time you make an extra 100 rands per month?
Sure.
So you kind of, at some point, you have to be the person that you want to be, regardless of how much money you have.
True.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very powerful, man. That's very powerful.